Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Breast Cancer Physio. I'm your host Jen McKenzie, lymphedema physiotherapist and ESSA accredited exercise physiologist. In this episode, I really want to dive into a topic that is near and dear to my heart, but it's definitely been a really common theme that's run through my clinic over the last few weeks, and that is the problem where patients will have finished their active breast cancer treatment and there'll be weeks, months, even sometimes years after their treatment's finished, and they're still saying to me when I ask them, how are you feeling? How are your energy levels? They will say to me, I still feel like I've got a bit of a fatigue hangover from my treatment. And you can see that the patient is really frustrated by that because the treatment's finished and time's passed, and they're expecting that they should have been a little bit better by now, and they know they're not back to 100% of what they used to be. And even some of them are exercising pretty regularly, and there's still this little bit of confusion as to why their energy levels are down. Now, I had an epiphany a few weeks ago that I thought I'd share with you all, because I've got a theory as to why women struggle to regain their energy after breast cancer. And it's to do with muscle mass. Now, before I get into this topic, let's just make a note here to say this is just a theory, and this is just me collecting clinical experience. Over the last 6 years, all I do now is look after 40 to 50 breast cancer patients a week. Some are going through active treatment, some are finished. So I do see a lot of themes creeping through from week to week, and this is definitely a really big topic that I think we need a lot more research, a lot more focus on for our breast cancer patients to have much better quality of life following breast cancer. I think it's really fascinating that so many people do suffer low energy levels after breast cancer, and I wonder if there is a strong link between poor mental health and low energy, because let's face it, if your energy levels are really low, how can you feel fantastic? I think there could be a little bit of reverse engineering that we could do here, whereby which if we focused on improving the energy levels of patients following breast cancer, that we might see mental health levels pick up at the same time. So if you enjoy this content and you would like to see more, please subscribe to the channel, give the video a big thumbs up, leave a comment in the section below if you have any questions or feedback on this video. I would love to hear from you and find out what other topics around breast cancer you'd like more information on. So here's my theory. I believe that there is a very strong link between low energy levels following breast cancer treatment and loss of muscle mass. Now, the reason I say this, I'm going to point the finger here a little bit more at the ladies who have suffered breast cancer as opposed to the blokes, because what I see happen chronically with women who have gone through breast cancer treatment is that when they get back into exercise, if they do get back into exercise, because not everybody gets back into exercise, if they do get back into exercise after breast cancer, women have a tendency to lean towards styles of exercise that are cardio in nature. So what I mean by this is that we will tend to lean towards walking. We will go for bike rides. We might go for a walk on the beach. We might go swimming. We do not tend to step into a gym setting and go into a resistance training program, a strength training program. We don't tend to pick up barbells, dumbbells, medicine balls, kettlebells, cable machines, all of those sorts of things. So, and I believe that unfortunately, part of this comes from the historical issue whereby which women have not been encouraged to be strong. Probably in only recent times have women really been encouraged to be strong through like CrossFit movements or franchises like F45. And I think that's absolutely fantastic just on that note. But historically, we have been encouraged to be skinny, but not strong. So part of the problem here is that women are not, generally encouraged to be thinking about regaining muscle mass after their breast cancer. And what's always interesting to me is that if you say to a female, are you walking? She'll say, yeah, I'm walking. But she's also got this issue where she still knows her energy levels aren't quite back up there. So she can go for a walk, but if she does something, if she does an activity that requires a little bit more muscle function, like vacuuming, mopping, cleaning the windows in the house, picking up gardening pots, hanging out the washing, moving groceries, all of those activities will tend to fatigue her. So this is quite different in nature to a cardio exercise where it's just raising your heart rate. So here's a very strong point. This is one of the most important points I'm going to make in this video, guys, so please listen to this. Walking is a nice exercise, don't get me wrong, but it is not the be all and end all. If I got diagnosed with breast cancer and I was rehabilitating myself after breast cancer, walking would be only one thing I would do, and I would definitely not put a mega emphasis on walking. Now, that's not to say that every single person has access to a gym program, a gym, equipment, but I really do want to point out that I think that without resistance training, which is weight training, picking up barbells, dumbbells, kettlebells, blah, 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 if you are not doing that in your rehab after breast cancer, this may be why you are lacking energy. So that's a very distinct point, because cardio type exercise doesn't build muscle very well. So if you are swimming, if you're walking, if you're riding a bike, it'll be fantastic for your cardiac health. It'll be great for your aerobic output, but it's not necessarily going to give you strong legs, strong arms, strong core. And essentially, when you are doing functional activities at home, like I mentioned before, like the vacuuming, the mopping, etc., that stuff requires muscle. So what I want to really emphasize in this video is that if you're watching this video and you're thinking, oh gosh, I can resonate with that, but I would love to do it, but I have absolutely no idea how to start, go and check out my other video called Upper Body Strength Exercises After Breast Cancer, because that's a fantastic way to start. In the thumbnail of this video, you would see that I was holding up a kettlebell. Now that is a weight. That particular kettlebell only weighs a couple of kilos, but one of the best ways you can start by doing some resistance exercise is using resistance bands. So this is a TheraBand. It's got a certain amount of resistance in it, but this is a way you can get started with weights and resistance that doesn't tend to scare the pants off people. I think one of the biggest issues for women starting a strength training program or a resistance program is the fact that a lot of us have never done it before, so it's quite scary when we first start, which is where it is so fantastic if you can link in with an exercise physiologist or a physiotherapist who has experience treating breast cancer patients, but even more so prescribing individualized exercise programs that can incorporate a really good strength component in the program. So have a think about that, ladies. If you are lacking energy and you have completed your breast cancer treatment weeks or months or years ago, then it might be because of the muscle mass you've lost during your breast cancer treatment that you may have never regained after that treatment. And the best combat for loss of muscle mass is resistance training, lifting weights, barbells, everything I've mentioned in this video. So don't necessarily give up your cardio exercise. I'm not saying stop walking. There's good things about walking, but it definitely doesn't tick every single box. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions in relation to the topic of this video, please leave a comment in the section below. Let me know any other topics around breast cancer that you're interested in me covering. I hope you're having a fantastic week wherever you are. I'm Jen McKenzie, the Breast Cancer Physio, and I will see you next time.